Hello everyone, this is Kaifu here with Game 1 in the series for FoWTCG held in Melbourne. If you guys didn't know, this is the Asia Grand Prix 2015 and we are commencing to the final game of the series. So on my left side, we have Henry, representative from New Zealand, is actually playing Red Rush. Well, not Red Rush exactly, but Black Engine with the Red Rush ability. What I mean by that is using Ushired, the ruler ability, with 2 costs below on turns being summoned to attack right away. And not only that, using like some minor removal spells like Kiss of Death to get rid of problematic cards off the field, and also use like Twin Blader, Demon, Buzz to do those minor damage, and then use dropping a lot of like resources on the field to finish the opponent off. Now, on to the right side, we have Anthonius, representative from Indonesia, is playing Perfect Loki Control. Perfect Loki Control is where the deck shines from mid to late game to allow him to use a lot of control spells such as Force Drain, Zig the Ancient Magic, Wind Cutter, or even Absolute Cake Stone to control what the opponent can play and what the opponent can't play. Not only that, using a lot of removal spells as well on the deck, such as Kiss of Death, to get rid of problematic cards off the field like deep ones or something he thinks problematic. And not only that as well, he has the ability to ramp. Like what I mean by ramping is like getting a lot of resource onto Magic Stone areas such as Gretel's, Elvish Priest, or even Loki's ability. For those who don't know, Loki's ability allows you to pay 400 life points to produce 1 Dark Will for the turn. Now as mentioned, he just dropped the one of the ramp cards that allow you to accelerate your plays, and which is Tree Sprout. Tree Sprout has the ability of discarding a green card from your hand and produce 3 green wheels for the turn, and he drops a Kunuchi on the field. Now at the moment, Anthonius is tapped out, so you can't do anything on Henry's turn. And I think it was kind of minor misplayed, but you could be wrong at the same time, because if I was Anthonius, I will leave 1 Magic Stone open, or leave the Elvish Priest untapped, and use Loki's ability by paying 400 life points to produce 1 Dark Will and drop Kunuchi. So that will allow me to interact what Henry can play and what Henry can't play. But then again, it's game 1 as well, so Anthonius doesn't know what to expect, so his best doesn't take too much into investing into paying life point to create that extra ramp you need. Now Henry's going really aggressive now with the pushes, like doing this minor damage at the moment and dropping a Twin Blader and attacking for 500 point of damage. Currently life point is 3,800 compared to 3,300 life point. So now let's see what can Anthonius do. Anthonius can block with the Kunuchi, and he did draw a bunch of resources, so I'll assume that he might have enough Kunuchi in hand, or he has the Dead in hand to allow him to do that, and forcing Henry to give Explosion, losing 1 more card in hand, not allowing and more hand resource that Anthonius doesn't want him to have, like such as Flame Lances, Thunders, and so on. So interesting enough, he attacks the Elvish Priest, so not allowing Anthonius to have any field present, and at the end phase, Henry just took 400 point of damage because he has 2 demons on the field. Now back to Anthonius' turn. Anthonius is going to put more acceleration or dropping Tree Sprout, discarding the Giant, so he's not that needed at the moment for the early game, and produce 3 green wheels for the turn. Let's see what can Anthonius do. Paying 400 life point, putting him down to 2,900 to put extra Dark Will, and getting out of the Dead, which will resurrect. Yep, he does resurrect Kunuchi, allow him to draw the extra hand advantage he needs, and has 2 more open green resource left. Magic Wheel, that's why. He has 2 untapped and 2 wheels floating at the moment. Let's see what he do with those 2 green float wheels. Let's see, he's thinking about his play at the moment. At the end phase, Anthonius will draw a bunch of cards, so he can go all shenanigan at the moment and drop a bunch of cards and draw a bunch of cards. Because at the moment, Henry is tapped out, so meaning he has no interaction spell, and not only that, he already used his first life break, and it wasn't any removal spell overall, so he doesn't. Anthonius doesn't have to worry about a Kiss of Death randomly breaking and destroying his own plan. So he can drop a whole bunch of stuff at the moment. But let's see what does Anthonius have in his hand as well. Paying 1. And using, I can't see from here, he's thinking about it. He uses Kiss of Death, so 1 green of the Magic Wheel and using a Black Stone, killing the Demon Riser, giving Henry less field presence for him to be really aggressive. Because like I said before, a Rush deck usually have a really good early game using those Rush option he has. Not only that, hitting for those like minor damage, like I said before, for early games, so it does give the advantage for Henry. But however, if Anthonius are able to get rid of those field presence, he will be in control overall. Attacking again for 200 point damage with Dogs, putting Anthonius down to 2,200 life points. compared to 3,400 life point at the moment. Hand resources, Anthonius does have 7 cards in hand compared to Henry's like maybe 3 or 4 cards in hand maybe, because he did use a lot of some explosion overall to allow him to get rid of the Kukunuchi, but again it got backfired because Anthonius did have Odin to resurrect it. Let's see what can Henry do now. He does have 3 open resource to use, paying 1 to put a Twin Blade and attacking directly for 500 point of damage. Now Henry has only 3 cards in hand and does block it with the Tree Sprout, dropping a deep one. I'm not quite sure how big the deep one's at the moment, but I'm assuming it's a little bit big, like 1 demon's in the graveyard, but Anthonius does block with the Kukunuchi, forcing does Henry want to use explosion, because at the moment Henry only has 2 cards in hand, so if he does use explosion it will let him have 0 cards in hand sooner or later, while Anthonius will get a lot more hand resource with Kukunuchi's ability. Now going to the end phase at the moment, end phasing, thinking what should Anthonius do at the moment. He does have 1 open resource at the moment, and now that 1 Loki ability active. So pretty much he can pay 400 life point to activate ability to produce 1 Dark Will, which he does do, and using a Kiss of Death once again, killing the deep one, not allowing Henry having a big threat on the field. Now back to Anthonius' turn, drawing for turn at the moment, recover phase and so on. Now at the moment I don't see any Gretel surprisingly, so he couldn't ramp as fast as he could, but he does have those Tree Sprouts to allow him to accelerate his play. Not only that, he has the Loki's ability as well. Again, speaking of Tree Sprout, he just played another Tree Sprout, discarding Kukunuchi from his hand to the graveyard, allowing him to produce 3 green wills for this turn, and dropping Indigo Siren, which is huge because Indigo Siren is one of the big threats that Rush deck can't handle, because the fact that the reason why is that Indigo Siren has the ability to tap itself to take control of 3 costs below and gain control of the opponent's control. So pretty much, if for example, if Henry decides to attack with one of those Resonator, Tony all has to do like declare using Indigo Siren's ability, tapping it and gain control of one opponent's Resonator and use it to block, so making Henry losing a lot more resource than usual. Now at the moment, field presence does go to Anthonius, life points still quite high for Anthonius, and hand resource quite a lot for Anthonius. So the advantage is going to Anthonius at the moment. Like I said before, this deck where it shines the most when it's going to the mid game to late game, and not only that, he actually played the Goat to heal himself up by 800 points. The Goat, when it comes to play, you gain 800 life points, so the extra damage or whatever damage that Henry did in the early game is being all taken away by that single play, so allowing Anthonius to survive a bit more. Taking 200 point of damage, putting Anthonius down to 2,400 life points compared to 3,200 life points for Henry. Now Henry is thinking about his play at the moment. He does have 4 resources open, so he can use like Kiss of Death and so on, but I'm not sure with his hand because he only has 3 cards in hand compared to Anthonius' 7 cards in hand overall. Not in that field presence as well, 3 versus 5, so what is it, 5? 2, 4, 5 cards on the field, so let's see what happens. Using Indigo Siren again, taking control of the demon and using it to block, I'm assuming. And yep, going to blocking phase, and yes, he does block it, and making Henry losing a lot of field presence. Now he lost 2 cards for no reason, because that Indigo Siren does create a lot of pressure, not allowing Henry to get his aggressiveness. Next, playing a deep one. Now I'm assuming that deep one is quite big at the moment because a lot of Resonator did go to the graveyard. So I'm assuming it's like maybe 800 to 1000 attack at the moment, but it depends what does Henry declare an attack. If he attacks Anthonius directly, he can easily block it overall with the Kukunuchi and survive the battle. Attacking directly, I'm assuming with Deep One, or you're choosing. He's actually targeting the targeting the Indigo Siren because he knows the problematic card, but it does get blocked overall, and dropping another Deep One overall by Henry with only 1 card in hand, and everything's being tapped at the moment for his Magic Stone. So meaning on the on Anthonius' turn, he has no interaction spell to interact with Anthonius' play. Paying 2 to use Zig the Ancient Magic, not allowing a Deep One surviving on the field. Now back to Anthonius' turn now. Drawing for turn. Let's see what can Anthonius do now. At the moment, everything's being tapped on Henry's side, so he can't defend, he can't use any interaction spell, so all he has to hope is a lot of like break ability, like Kiss of Death or something can defend himself. Because I think Anthonius is going to push for game at the moment, or push for a lot amount of damage, because he can take everything's consideration here. It has 1 card in hand, 2 cards on the field, everything's been tapped, and has nothing to play at the moment. So it depends what Anthonius does now. Let's see now. Anthonius being about his play at the moment. Currently, life point 3,200 compared to 2,400 life point. 4 Resonate on the field for Anthonius side compared to 2 Resonate on Henry's side. 7 cards in hand, so a lot more options overall compared to what you can do. Playing Ode of the Dark Knight. Ode of the Dark Knight, what it does is that by paying 400 life point, he may produce 3 Dark Will for the turn, and he plays Cinderella on the field. And that Ode of the Dark Knight can only be used once per game, by the way, so you can't actually spam it like you want, but it's only once per game, but it's good enough. Using the last Dark Will and paying 1 to resurrect 1 from the graveyard. I wonder what he's going to resurrect overall. Resurrecting the Green Giant. Now the Green Giant has a global ability. What that global ability does, that all Resonate that Anthonius control gains 100 additional attack and defense for each different Resonate on his side of the field. Currently there's 2, 4, 6 Resonate on the field, which will allow Anthonius to increase all his Resonate by 600 attack and 600 defense. Now, if you guys don't know, all those Resonate can attack except for the tree spell, and Cinderella obviously, because Cinderella can't attack on turn being summoned obviously. Playing an Elvish Priest on the field, increasing all Resonate by 700 attack, 700 defense. No, 800 now. Now 2, 4, 6, yep, 8 Resonate on the field, so meaning all the Resonate on Anthonius side with 800 buff. So pretty much that Kukunuchi is swinging for 1,100 attack point directly to Henry. Now Henry is taking it, putting down to 2,100 life point. Now all those Resonate are really big at the moment, because those Resonate are buffed by the Giant. Now life points are really close at the moment, but it's still Anthonius' turn, and not only that, he still has some open resources overall. Oh no, he doesn't have any open resources, but he does have the field advantage at the moment, allowing him to do a lot of shenanigans, like going for that another 1.1k damage, because that goat is currently sitting on 300 attack, 300 defense, but thanks to the Green Giant buffing it by 800 more points, he gains additional 800 attack and defense, putting it on 1,100 attack point and defense point. So that is going to hit for Henry down to 1,000 life point if it does succeed overall. At the moment that Henry can't activate anything because the life break he got into was Black Oath, which doesn't do anything unless it's your main phase, like I said before in the previous game. So it does successfully hit and putting Henry down to 1,000 life point. Henry's in the bad situation at the moment because it only has 2 life break left. Depends what he'll use those 2 life break for, or depends if he has anything at all. Not only that, a lot of Resonate of Anthonius side can attack, like such as the Indigo Siren, and activating the Goat's ability once more. The Goat's ability able to banish itself and target a rest position Resonate you control and recover, so you can attack once more, banishing it like I said, recovering the Kukunuchi, and that is swinging for 1,100 life, no, 1,000 attack point, because the Goat is being disappeared. So it's swinging for 1,000 damage, breaking, drawing a card. Let's see what he can do. And I believe, yep, Henry does scoop it up knowing he can't do anything at the moment. So the game does go to Anthonius. Game 1 goes to Anthonius. So let's hope for a better game in Game 2. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace.